you're stuck in a small space. Aren't we all? Welcome to quarantine. It's great. It's not claustrophobic at all. We're not starting to go crazy, so you still want to train. But you're in a little bit of a pickle because you ain't got the space. Well, today we're going to go over the top 5 ways to train in small spaces effectively and to actually progress, because you know, there's lots of times where you're like, oh, I can definitely train here, and then you try, and then you just do a whole lot of nothing for the time. So I have 5 concepts today that will hopefully give you guys a little bit of a guideline of how to train in small spaces. Let's go. Let's move toilet paper and cups and stuff. I was filming TikToks earlier, okay? That's why. So let's say you got space like this, okay? Like, you can fit like kind of your body in it, and like that you can. But you're like on carpet and you just don't know what to do. Well, first concept we're gonna go over is the most simple one, and it's the one that makes the most sense, and it's literally just make everything smaller, man. So I know it sounds super simple and basic, but like, just try it. Like, honestly, try it. A lot of my moves, as you guys know, if you watch my recent videos, I've made smaller just out of choice. So now, since if you're stuck in a smaller space, adapt your style to it. That's the name of the game. If you can learn how to adapt your style to it, you're gonna crush it. So rather than think about the small space as a detriment to your practice, think about it as a bonus, because now you're gonna understand how to kill it in a small space, in a small cipher. If you get caught up in a battle and you're right next to somebody, how are you gonna do your moves if you don't know how to control them? Well, you're gonna learn that simply by having this small space. So number 1, small space, baby. All right, number 2, adapting to your surroundings and using objects and or with flow and or without flow. So an object could be like a broom or anything you want, literally, that you have around you, and you can learn how to try to use that to create moves out of it. Like, you can kind of play with it and create stuff, and or if you don't want to use a random object like that, you can literally use a hat. Like, how many hat tricks and weird threads and stuff can you make? If you break with stuff, can you use it, right? And or if you don't want to do something like that, literally your surroundings. Like, you guys have seen me do it before, but like, use stuff. You can use it basic for like balancing purposes. Again, you see me use stuff like that. And you can also use it within flow. So using it within flow is like trying to think about like fixed point concept. I don't know if I've explained that concept to you guys before, but that's basically where like you have a hand here and you kind of move all the way around it. You see different moves and things you can do. Now you can do it like that, but can you do that with a wall? Or with like 2 walls, or like here. Like, can you break on here? Can you go around? Again, I'm not gonna demonstrate too much because my back, I'm still not sure how it is, but like, try to use your surroundings that way, because you're gonna find you can actually create different moves and maybe even break in ways you never thought you would. Someone like Bboy Crumbs is like super known for this. So definitely check out like his kind of wall breaking is a thing. So just because you have small spaces doesn't mean you can progress in areas that you never thought you could before. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Me? Why, how lovely. Now, so for this one, this is another style that I've used a lot in studios, especially. One sec, doors open. Now you can probably hear me a little bit better. So, basically, this concept is literally use the mirror and use your reflection as a way to create moves. Now, I may have talked to you guys about this before, I don't remember. Again, this is a concept I've used to create a lot of moves and movements because you don't necessarily need a lot of space. Like, all this stuff that you've seen me create before with like arm threading, usually I create that in the mirror. You know what I mean? Usually I'm literally in this mirror and I'm like creating stuff and I'm just being lazy and whatever, and it's just from here. Again, just like this little box. Especially with my threading combos, all my pendulum stuff, everything like that. Like, I've created so much of this stuff and just moves by staring at my reflection and looking like, okay, what do I have? I've got a hole there, I've got a hole here, I've got to move here. Can I move here? Can I use that? And literally I'm using my reflection as a way to kind of create my move simply by using my eyes. We've got these mirrors, why not use them? If you don't have a mirror, use your cell phone. Put your cell phone up, put camera mode on, and either record yourself or just use it as a reflection. Then literally just look at yourself and try to play with different forms and movements and create a pattern. So you can do this with freezes, you can do this with power, you can do this with literally anything that has your eye line to the mirror. So, okay, next concept that we're gonna do is levels. Obviously I've talked about levels many times, but I want to kind of touch on it in a little bit of a different light here. Now let's say you literally have a space like this, like a box, you know, like enough to do like arm's length, maybe this direction, but you have a wall here, you have a wall here, you're like literally in a corner and you're just vibing here. What are you gonna do? Well, yeah, it's great. You can create top rocks all day, you can do that stuff, but I figure everyone kind of is already aware of that. So I kind of want to touch on a different concept that you can play with this, and that's usually with levels, you tend to take a move up top and you bring it down. Now, it's not that difficult to do that when you've got a lot of room, but how do you do that when you don't have much room? Well, you've got to look at what you have. You have very confined top rock space, arm space, and or footwork space, and or free space if you're like very specific and controlled with it. So let's take like a windmill. How the heck would you make like a windmill in this position? You know what I mean? Like it's just not gonna work. There's no way. I'm gonna crash every wall right away. Maybe I can disconnect my lower body and just have my upper body. So I'm not gonna say, oh, just do this with your arms, but like, how could you do an arm style like a windmill, right? You have like this kind of windmill, right? Even your fingers, right? So if you took a concept like that and you're like, hey, how can I make that move now into something that I could actually rock, right? Or here, hit, here, route, here. And then let's say like, that's an easy example, but let's go even like a flare, like it's kind of similar, but let's go with like a 6-step. How would I do a 6-step? Maybe if I just want to use my hands. Maybe I could take like the sweep here, a hook. So I could go hook, 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 hook. Maybe like if I want, let's say I want to try and create like a full 6-step. Okay, so starting in the back, arms down, basic position. Then I go like reach, then I go like hook, then I go like center, elbows are my feet, then I go like side, then I go step back and back. So I go like boom, 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 or boom, boom, even if you want boom, boom, or boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? So again, just a base concept. And then again, maybe you want to take it down. You want to do some footwork. So let's go down. Still very small space, but you can do similar kind of stuff, right? So you just have this, but you have your arms here, you have your feet, you can rock little moves. So again, try taking like bigger moves and disconnecting something from it. So let's say you want to take a head spin. Obviously I can't do a head spin here. So what can I take out of a head spin and can I use as a concept and then leave the rest, right? Well, there's obviously a spin, right? I can do that easily, right? Now, let's think maybe leg forms, right? Maybe different head spin leg forms that you connect to instantly. You have like straddle, you have drill, you have like grabbing your feet, you have pulling back, you have all these different styles. So how can you take that and put it into a position like this? You know what I mean? And then, or a different kind of concept, you could also take like a floor move, maybe like a torpedo, right? You take a torpedo, how can you bring it down here? Well, obviously we can't travel, right? We can't go super far that way, but there is kind of a spin motion. So maybe we could do like a down motion, and then you kind of go through and around and back up. So then you have like a boom, pa-pa, boom, pa-pa. Again, these are just all random examples that I'm throwing out there. I just kind of want to throw a bunch of your brain until something kind of lands and sticks. So this one I'd really suggest playing with because you can go literally wherever. And remember, this is just creative stimulation. So don't think about this as the final product. This is just the vehicle to get to the final product, okay? Get it. All right, last one, finally, we have box technique. This is another one that I've used a lot in my creation, and that's like the games you guys see, the cipher games where it's like the octagon and these things, similar concept, but we're gonna stay in a refined box and then we're gonna cut it into pieces like a pie technique too. So reason why we're doing it like this is because an octagon is something, they're all kind of random shapes, and that's something you kind of use to get yourself into a box. Now let's say you're already in a box, then what do you do? So I want to teach you guys how to take a box technique and put that into an octagon technique, put that into a diagonal technique, put that into an up and down technique, like a traveling sideways, whatever you want. So again, this goes from literally thinking about it like a pie or like a box, obviously. So we have our 4 corners, right? We have corner 1, corner 2, magneto, and ruler, okay? So what you're gonna do is I want you to kind of take a move and see if you can connect dots. So we're gonna connect, let's say corner 1 with like a slide to the ruler. Move like this, okay? But now how to do that in reverse. So figure out a move to bring yourself back to here. Then you go, okay, now I'm gonna do corner 1 to corner 2, to Magneto to ruler, right? And this is just like a very basic example of how you use a box technique, like that, right? Now, you can either set yourself rules or you can just kind of free flow it. You could say, I'm only gonna use slides and I'm gonna go from corner 1 to ruler 2 times. Or I have to figure out a move to go from Magneto to ruler back to Magneto. So just like a side to side move. Or you can say, I'm gonna go from Magneto to the back. So that's all using boxes, right? More boxes and diagonals. You can also do X's, right? Like this, where you have to go from this side and then back. We have to go from this side, and then you have to go from this side. And you have to figure out a move that connects in the X in the middle. So you have to go to here, and then trace your line back to center, and then connect to here, and then go there, and then connect back. So you can also start putting letters in, right? What if you did like an A? So you go from corner to top, center, to corner, and then you have to do a line in the middle. Think of it like tracing letters, but inside of a box. So this way you're gonna have moves that have a movement attached to it. So think of it like parkour versus free running. Free running, the point is to do something that's flashy, right? You want to try to go from point A to point B and have as many flashy moves and things along the way as possible. Parkour, you get to point A to point B as effectively and efficiently as possible. So think of this like parkour, okay? You literally just want to get from here to here to here to here as effectively as possible. So get that number 1 first, okay? After you can do that, then go free running. Freestyle it up. See how you can make it flashy, see what you can do with it, see how you can make it cool, see how you can make it fresh. And if you use this technique, you suddenly have a box that can create infinite amounts of moves and movements in it by taking your brain out of it and by putting in simple shapes, okay? Again, you can do it with a circle, you can do it with anything. If you wanna make the square into a different shape, all you have to do is either connect it differently, literally take a piece of paper if you need to and draw it out like this, okay? Or all you have to do is cut in like, 3 inches on each side, and then you can make any shape you want. Just like if you had a square and you wanted to make it into a circle or a rectangle or anything. All right, everybody, that's the end for me. If you guys would like a top 10 things everyone should be training in small spaces, let me know, because that's a little bit different. This was just concepts today. I can also go over legitimate drills and or things I feel like you guys should be training if you have small spaces, because this is when we should be training the things. Just like if you're at home, you should do things that require you to be home. So why not train things that require you to be at home as well? Okay, let me know, comment down below if you'd like that. Like the video, subscribe, smash the button for more videos. Love is love. Love is love.